So I just stopped and I sort of backed away, and then I stood still for about maybe 20 seconds, I think, and just to see if I could feel anything crawling on me. It was the worst 20 seconds, it really was. Yeah, look, he's still there. Can you see him in the middle of the web? Big black spider. 60 dirham for that. So it's a big bag of trail mix which will keep me going on the road. Coffee at these joints is like 6 dirham. In the shops back in the centre you're talking 10 to 15 dirham. And this here you get a bit of local hospitality as well. It's a win-win. Can't complain. G'day, welcome back. I'm currently north of Rabat, about 15 kilometres north of another town called Kenitri, and I'm heading to Tangiers. It's a hot time of the day, and I'm just riding past this beautiful shaded forest here, and I'm thinking I might either kit here for the night, or at the very least go and sling my hammock up somewhere and have a bit of a siesta. Yeah, that's actually probably going to be quite good. If west is that way, I've got the sun coming down over here, so I've got all those trees there to shade me for the rest of the day. Tell you, the logistics of a one-man operation. How's that looking? So the workings I do for my hammock and my length, I stand like that. And if I can touch that and then take another step to the side, see, that's not quite long enough. Horsey, anybody? I think that's a horse skull, is it? Any professionals know what that is? Looks very horse-like to me, especially those teeth on the front. You don't want to be an animal lover on holiday in Morocco. Animal welfare just does not exist here. It's a sad state. The amount of donkeys and horses that I ride past in the middle of fields, no shade, no water, and just dry grass to eat. Oh. I mean, I am an animal lover. I do really care for animals, but you just can't do anything. Not when you're just one person here. You've really got to just switch that part of your brain off, and it gets harder to do every time you come across something that you don't want to see. It really does. Which is weird. It's a weird situation because you see them feeding the stray dogs and the stray cats, and you know, they look after them, but the working animals, the donkeys, the horses and stuff, just no care or love for them at all. I don't understand that, I really don't. Yeah, I thought this would be too close together. Well, there you have it, folks. I switched. That was the 2 trees just over there that I originally measured out. This one is really too far apart for my liking. It just means I just can't double up my paracord as I would like. So basically just a single strand of paracord, but luckily it's good stuff. And I have used it before. It's just got a bit more stretch than what it does if I double it up. I've got a little sensor alarm. So if the bike does get moved through the night whilst I'm kipping, then the sensor alarm's going to activate. Don't tell anyone though, that's just a secret between me and you, yeah? Nice and peaceful though, but I have noticed on the map there's a mosque over that way, so he's going to be doing his chanting at God knows what time of the night. And I've got a visual migraine starting. What the hell's going on with it, I tell you. I get over one thing and something new pops up. Not that it's new, but it's new for this stage. You know, where you get pixelated, and you get pixelated vision just at the side, and then I go blind. So I can't ride with this going on anyway, so it's a good job I did stop. Or maybe stopping is what brought it on, I don't know. So yeah, you get past a certain age and you start to fall apart. Anyway, I'll check in with you later. I do have some dinner, I'll munch on that. I've got my bicycle leaning against my brolly, which you see down here, just as a makeshift stand. I'll put my bag between the front wheel and the frame, slide that in, and I have this old lighting secure tie that I found at a festival I was gigging at, and that will get looped around somewhere and locked off. I myself will be in my hammock here, and there will be a tether from my hammock someplace going over to the bike, so that if I am out for the count and two people approach from one side either side and decide to pick the bike up and walk away quietly, they're not going to see the tether hopefully, and the tug will hopefully wake me up. Obviously there's only so much you can do to keep safe, but so far, fingers crossed, I've not had any issues. Let's hope it stays that way. Another reason I've put the tarp up this evening is there is the odd gust of wind coming in over from the west side over there. So being up off the ground in the hammock, depending on what it gets like. The evenings are quite chilly. Not the evenings so much, but more early morning. When you get to about 3 o'clock in the morning, it does get quite chilly, so I'll probably just be in my sleeping bag tonight. I won't worry about an underlay, but I do have my Helicon Tex poncho, which acts as a hammock liner as well, which I've not used as a hammock liner. So before the evening's out, I will install the hammock liner and I'll show you exactly how it's going to work, because I myself don't know that yet, how it works with this particular hammock. But I'm going to put a brew on, a cup of tea inside of me. I'll bring you back later. Cheers, guys. Okay, so if you're seeing this video, then it means I am not able to make it not scheduled. In YouTube Studio, we've got an option to schedule a video to be released at a certain time. And as I'm traveling through Africa, what I have been doing is, if I'm sleeping outside somewhere wild, like this area here, off a highway, where there's all sorts of possibilities for hooligans and things like that, then I record a short video like this, and I include my map coordinates and a little map which shows my blue marker, my GPS location, which is going to be the last place that I am able to correspond. What's happened? I've got no idea, but that point is the starting point for any search. So hopefully you won't see this video. Hopefully you will never see a video like this. Safety net for my family and peace of mind for them. Hopefully you won't see it. And if you do, I had fun. See you on the next passing. That's how I just create a bit of security and peace of mind for my family, should anything go on. Well, there you have it, folks. That's me for the evening. I'm fed and watered. I didn't bore you with my food because it was pretty boring. It was a lump of, well, it was actually like, I actually bought it thinking it was salami. It turned out to be a salami shaped smoked cheese, but still very nice. So this here is my Helicon Tex poncho that I'm sure you've seen on my channel previously. Now, they said it can be used as a hammock liner. It's not the shape of a hammock liner, obviously, but certainly going to work. The only issue is I found, because it's not specifically a hammock liner, it's a sleeping bag along with a hammock liner, along with a poncho. So it's those 3 items in one, and a blanket too if you want to do a blanket. So I've just tensioned it with a bungee. Put the toggles here, toggled it, hooked the bungee there. Same again on that side. And I've just put the buckle here because this is my head end. And it's just to keep the cold air off. And when I'm in my hammock here, that's my sleeping bag, which I'll probably just drapes over me. Like I say, it's not hot. Don't really need it till 3 in the morning or so. I've got a few towels and stuff on my bicycle just to confuse them. I did have these bungees connected to the bike just to confuse them a bit more, but I've had to use these on my hammock liner there just to be on the safe side. I'll just let this pan around for the TV viewers so they get a bit of a panorama, and I'll shut up. This is for all you 47 to 63-year-old males sat in your lazy boys. According to my analytics, that is a fair chunk of you. Welcome along, and thank you for enjoying my content. And as for the rest of you, thank you for being here also. 85% of you are males. 63% of you are subscribed. 47% are watching from the UK. And 43% if you watch on TV. And I'm quite grateful for that, because that puts up my AVD, which is my average view duration, which is currently sitting channel wide at over 10 minutes, which is bloody brilliant apparently. So for all you armchair dwellers, thank you so much. And for everybody else that watches, I'm going to hit the sack. I say hit the sack, I'm going to jump in my hammock and just chill out and relax, lie down. Whilst I do that, think about tapping some buttons if you've made it this far. Give it the thumbs up, all the guff, yeah. And I'll see you in the morning for a brew. I'm hopefully going to show you this donkey and cart. It is so cool. You mind if I film? Yeah. Is it cool? Yeah. Oh, thank you. How cool is this? Hello, fella. No?
Escaira.
Estera.
Escaira.
Hey. That's like something out of a fairy story. That's magic. I wish I understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
I really do. Very nice. Yeah. Cool. Lovely.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Enjoy. Love it. The sight you see. How beautiful is that? Proper Jed Clamfit stuff going on there. When I went for a bit of a pee, I walked into this web that was about head height. It was not a good feeling. It was on dusk. And you know, when you touch it, you can feel, you know what you've done. You know you've walked into a nest. Got to be cow, that one. So I just stopped and I sort of backed away. And then I stood still for about maybe 20 seconds, I think, and just to see if I could feel anything crawling on me. It was the worst 20 seconds, it really was. I collapsed my tarp before I set off, just so it didn't stand out as much, because it's a green colour as the tarp against this backdrop. And luckily I didn't feel anything crawling on me, so I brushed the web off what I could, and then just went back to my kip spot. I came over here. Look at that. That must be the jaw of the horse. Yeah, look, he's still there. Can you see him in the middle of the web? Big black spider. What the heck? Oh, look at him go. He's got a chunky body on him. See if I can get to the other side of him. Can anybody ID that? He's got clear banding on his legs. He's going to be so hard to ID from this angle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get the brew on. Okay, 2 teas down. I'm just making myself a coffee, cowboy style. I do have that little cafetiere thing, but sometimes it's just nice and quick and dirty to do it this way. Let that sit for a while, and then maybe in another 3 minutes, get my spoon and just scrape off the coffee that's on top. Dash of milk in there. She's not bad, nice and easy, quite tasty too. So we'll pack up this lot and make a move. It's quite overcast today, luckily, so it's actually quite cool. It's certainly not like a sticky heat that's been prevalent here a lot, so it'd be quite nice. Now I just want to explain these skulls too. The reason I've got them there is not to be some sort of funky idiot or anything like that. My paracord was starting to stretch. I don't think it's as good a paracord as what I thought, and I was getting lower and lower and lower, and I can't double it up again because it ends up too short. So I wedged in what I could find, so I've wedged that skull in there to pull it a bit tighter. I've got a bone there as well. I couldn't find any loose wood around the place. Sufficient, and I've just done the same on the other side. Wedged the skull in that I went and found, and put a vertebrae bit there as well, just to pull it away from the tree. It just shortens that length a bit more. Works quite well. Horse skulls. Horse skulls there. So I'll get this packed up and carry on heading north. If you've stayed the distance, give it a few taps, give it a few shares, what have you, all that guff. Maybe jump over, check out my members page. I've got a Patreon going as well. It's not too bad at all. Nice little community over there. Well, thanks for sticking around, guys. Appreciate you all being here, and hopefully enjoying what it is I'm putting out there, which is my life, my existence, my travels and adventures through this dusty, dry, complicated, temperamental continent. I want to carry on now, going up, heading up to Tangier. Don't know where I'll be staying tonight. If it's anywhere similar to this, I may film it, and I'm not going to have a schedule on what gets put onto YouTube. It's too much of a timetable for myself, so they're just going to go out. All I can say, it's going to be at least one a week, at least one a week. Probably more, but like I say, there's no timetable. So if you've not hit the notification bell and you're a subscriber and you want to know when there's a video dropping or dropped, then hit that notification bell so you know what's what, and if you want to stay up to date, it's probably the best way to do it. Yeah. As for me, I'll put my sunshade on and carry on pedaling north. Cheers for sticking around, guys, and if you're interested, maybe jump over, have a nosy at my Patreon. Cheers, guys. Stay sane, stay beautiful, and we'll see you on the next one.